Hey there, it's Terry from the Quarter Acre. How are you doing today? I'm doing great, and I am so glad that you stopped by because today I want to talk to you a little bit about pacing your year. We are right here on the cusp of a brand new homeschool year. Yay! And whether you are a seasoned homeschooler or a first-time homeschooler, pacing is a problem that a lot of people have when they're setting up their school year. It's something that I feel like we won at last year, and I want to share with you some of the tips and tricks that I use to make sure that pacing is not a problem in our homeschool. So the first thing is be realistic, okay? I fell into this trap a little bit in the beginning. I want to teach all the things. So a little bit of background, we have not always been a homeschooling family. My son went kindergarten through 6th grade in public school, and my daughter went to public kindergarten. So we got used to the public school system, and we're still not certain what we're gonna do when my soon-to-be 8th grader decides to either go to public school for high school or to stay home again and homeschool. We're not sure. We're gonna wait, and we always just take it year by year. So I have this tendency to think, okay, if he's going to go back into public school, I need to teach him everything now because I know he had so many gaps coming in. Like, I'm trying to fit his entire education into like a couple years of homeschooling potentially. I need to teach him all the things. You don't need to teach your kids all the things. There's plenty of time to teach all the things. You don't have to do it this year. So sit down. Think about what they need to learn this year, what you want them to learn this year, and find a balance so that you are not trying to cram all of the world's knowledge and information into their head in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 10 years, however long it is that you're going to be homeschooling them. Next step is have a plan. So we fall kind of into two categories as homeschoolers: the planners and the not so planners. And having too rigid a plan can set you up for failure because we can't always meet every little benchmark that we set for ourselves, and we need to be flexible so that we can really adjust to our child's learning style and pace. But not having a plan at all can leave you with holes and leave you feeling frazzled and leave you at the end of the year going, I don't think that was a success. And I don't want that for you. I want you to feel successful. So map out a plan. Once you have a realistic expectation of what they're going to learn this year, kind of start planning out what you're going to use to accomplish those goals that you've set for them. Next is have a plan B, because you know if you make a plan, something will go wrong. And if we're rigid and we have to stick to plan A and we don't have a plan B to pull out of our pocket when things go sideways, we're going to be frazzled. So have a plan B. This is what I would like. This is my perfect world plan A, but here's what is the minimum that I'm going to require of myself and my kids for our homeschool year. Have plan A and have plan B. Next step is allow for cushions. So we use the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts, not sponsored, not affiliated with them at all, just really love the curriculum for language arts. And so that's what we use, and it is 120 lessons, or approximately that, per year. Well, we do school for 180 days. What I love about that is we start the year and we go all the way through that curriculum and we still have a big chunk. And you know what? If a kid doesn't finish a lesson in 1 day, if they need 2 days to do it, if we need to take this essay and stretch it out over an entire week so that the kid grasps the concept and fully masters it, we can do that because it's 120 lessons, but we have 180 days. We have given ourselves a cushion, a buffer, a safety net, and then we can use that safety net. So my son, he finished his level, and we still had a bunch of time. We used that time to work on essay writing skills. I assigned him books about, Teddy Roosevelt, and he read those, and then he wrote an essay about Teddy Roosevelt's life. And then we worked on, he's in 4-H, and he was raising a pig, so he needed to write letters handwritten letters, buyer's letters, inviting people to come and bid on his pig at auction. So we did a letter writing section. And because we had that cushion, that gap at the end where the curriculum ended, we weren't stressed all year trying to, oh, we got to get it done, because if we're not done, then we're going to have to go over into summer or float it to next year. That was never a stress. That was never a sword hanging over our heads. And we got to focus in on some of those skills that I think he really needed to work on and were really beneficial to real life. So allow for a cushion. Don't pack your schedule so full that if you hit a stumbling block, you're going to be sideways. And the last one is plan to run out of curriculum. It's what I just talked about. Plan it so that your curriculum should end 2 to 3 weeks before your school year ends. Now you might be saying, well, then what are we going to do the last few weeks of school? There are so many different things you can do. There are creative writing prompts you can give them. There are math drills you can do to reinforce and review everything you've learned all year long. Because all those concepts from August and September and October and November and December and January are not fresh come May or June. So go back and review all that. If you plan to have that cushion at the end of the year, if you plan to run out of curriculum, you're going to be 10 steps ahead. And your kid's going to get the review they need. Kids need to see things over and over and over. They need to spiral back around to it and spiral back around to it. And you'll be able to stop and assess how much they need. And if you were a public school kid like I was, remember the last few weeks of school, what did you do? You had concerts for your parents, you had water day, play day, you had a barbecue, you had a party for everyone who met their reading goals, you had the clean out your desk day, you had the clean the classroom day, you had assemblies, you had the day where you got your yearbook and all you thought about all day was going around and getting your yearbook signed. So when you start adding all those fun days at the end of the school year up, that's like 2 weeks of nobody's brain being actually in a book during those last few weeks of school. So don't feel guilty about running out of curriculum. Like I said, pacing your year, remember to be realistic, have a plan B, allow for some cushions, and plan to run out of curriculum just to give yourself that peace of mind. If you have any questions or you have any great pacing ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. If you found this helpful, I'd love to have a thumbs up or hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything happening here on the Quarter Acre. Happy homeschooling and be blessed.